My teacher stormed into class and yelled, "Who here watches anime?" 10 of us raised our hands, and she pointed to the door, telling us to go outside. She led us through the hallways in silence to the principal's office, where a police officer was waiting with a notepad. We sat down, and the teacher stood at the front with her arms crossed. "Who has seen Dragon Ball Z?" 9 hands went up, and she pointed at the kid with his hand down. Back to class. She walked over to the principal's computer and pulled up an image. 5 characters from Naruto. "Name them, right now." 2 kids just stared at the screen, and she pointed them to the door. Then she held up a quote and handed out blank slips, angrily telling us to write down what anime it was from. I wrote One Piece, but 2 kids handed theirs back empty and left. Me and my friend John were among the 5 left. John was shaking, and I didn't know why, but I saw the police officer note it. The teacher slammed a blank paper in front of everyone with instructions on the board. Finally, draw a face in manga style. 3 of the kids' pencils never moved. The teacher looked at me and John. "You two draw manga, yes?" We nodded and she said, "Good. Go grab your manga art and bring it back here. The rest of you are free to go." We walked out, and I kept wondering what the hell this was about. We came back with our sketchbooks, but this time the teacher's daughter was here too, and she was crying. She was John's crush in our class, but she hadn't raised her hand earlier, so what was she doing here? Just as I was about to ask, the teacher took our drawings. She handed both sketchbooks to her daughter, who started flipping through. She stopped on one of John's pages and pointed at it. "That's the one." She wiped her tears and walked out. The officer stood and walked to John, grabbing his hands and cuffing them behind his back. "You have the right to remain silent." John had a guilty expression as they led him out the door. I stood there confused and shocked. What just happened? The teacher started crying, and the principal spoke for her. "Remember Secret Santa last week?" he asked me. Someone gave her daughter a hand-drawn manga, multiple pages. The teacher spoke through tears. That manga was lowly content. My underage daughter was drawn in explicit scenarios with characters from Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece.